Hi, beautiful.
Hi, how are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
Oh my God, I'm so happy to be here. I feel so honored, Charlie. And you gave me a reason to take a shower and wash my hair.
If that's all this show does, it makes me wash my hair twice a week.
Amen, sister. Right?
Well, you look gorgeous.
Oh, you're so sweet. It felt good to pull myself together today. You know, we have a few meetings here and there, but it just feels nice to like get out of my day jammies, right?
Right? I know, and I always say,
wore this for you. I was getting dressed and I just had all black on. And like, I saw my little Burberry and I thought, oh, this will make Charlie feel like home.
Oh,
London.
I love Burberry and London. I love that. Thank you for thinking of me.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I always say, you know, this is really great for husbands because that means their wives are getting dressed up and they're putting makeup on and hair. And they're like, who are you?
Right. I know. I looked in the mirror like, wow, okay. I haven't seen people together for a while.
Yeah. Well, you have a little introduction. So here we go.
Uh-oh.
Can you hear this? Let your light shine. I love it. I found this beautiful song, Shine, sung by my beautiful and talented guest today, who is not only the CEO of award-winning event planning company Bella Vita Events, but she was also a Miss USA finalist and has a double degree in communications and musical theater. The former winner of Star Search 1990 in spokesmodel category, she went on to have great success, appearing in the Bon Jovi music video Bad Medicine and releasing 2 of her own albums and appearing in many, many TV and films. As the founder of Bella Vita Events, meaning beautiful life, Deborah is one of the industry's leading event producers, creating hundreds of flawlessly executed events with her eye for detail and perfection. Her life quote is, "The meaning of life is to discover our gifts. The purpose of life is to give them away." And I am so thrilled to have this lovely lady on the show today. Please welcome the beautiful and talented Deborah James.
Thank you, Charlie.
Deborah,
Thank you.
I love this song.
Isn't it? It's a happy song, isn't it? About finding your light and letting it shine. You know what? It's kind of like you got to bloom where you're planted these days. Isn't that what we need to do? We have to shine where we're given opportunities right now because it's such a dark world out there.
It really is. And it's very easy to get sucked into this vortex of like doom and gloom. And when this all went down, I was like, I have to do something that's going to lift everybody up and me up, and just otherwise not having a purpose in the day is really hard for me. I don't know if you find that too.
Absolutely. You know what, Charlie, I was fortunate to tune into you in your earlier days when you started this. And I thought, you know what, God bless her for like pivoting, you know, like that's what we're all trying to do is like find how we can be used in that moment where we can shine. And you've got such a great background with your theatrical background and your industry background. I know that we both share a lot of similar things.
We do.
But I just think it's great that you found this little niche for you right now. And it's been such a blessing to our industry. And there's been many times I see it pop up and sitting at my desk, working away and moving a wedding again and again.
Yeah.
And again.
Yeah. And again.
You know, it's just like your bright and happy, cheery smile and your spirit is a light. So thank you for being a light bearer during this time.
Oh,
we need more of it.
That means such a lot to me. That means a lot. And I will keep going until we can get back to doing what we do.
Amen, sister.
You know? Yeah, because it takes a lot to, you know, research. But can I tell you, I had so much fun researching you because we know you as the amazing Deborah of Bella Vita Events. You know, you're an extraordinary event planner with beautiful designs and detail. And when we first met, which was a few years ago now, with lovely Amy at Hidden Gardens, she did a beautiful dinner. Yes. And I sat opposite you and I had never met you. And I was like, this lady is really special. You just radiated not only beauty, but inner beauty. And I was like, who is this person? I really want to know who she is. So I went home that night and was, you know, Googling you then. And I saw this amazing career that you had previous to being an event planner. And I was like, we're so alike in that way.
We've had a similar life. We really have. In fact, I think we ended up testing each other quite a bit after that dinner, and we discovered we had mutual friends, mutual teachers. Like there were a lot of paths just at different times that we had crossed together. So I too felt the same way that night. I felt like there was a kindred spirit across the table from me. And we were fortunate enough to be in a very small, intimate group. I think there was probably 16, 20 of us at those two tables. And
Yes.
oh my God, did Amy knock it out of the park that night with that beautiful suspended design. But it was just, I felt the same way too, Charlie. And I think that's, you know, what I love about our industry is we're all wanting to do the same things. That's one, have a creative expression, two, serve our client. Yes. And three, be inspired, you know, like how do we just keep re-inviting and re-inspiring, and everything's been done. So we just got to find new, fresh ways to keep doing it. And so
and I
love the like-mindedness. I think we share a lot of like-mindedness and like-heartedness too.
I think we do. And then on that note of like reinventing and changing things up, you invited me to the most exquisite event that you were hosting at Hummingbird Nest Ranch.
So we weren't actually hosting it. We were actually asked to partner as a favor and an opportunity to show off Hummingbird Nest Ranch. It was a couple years ago.
Yes.
And it was one of those like slam, bam, boom, let's do this. And it was like 3 weeks. And my team, my poor girl had just come on. Sarah had come on from our team. I felt like it was her initiation event. Like, all right, Sarah, we're doing this. Yeah, like, here you go. Grab it. And Joe, here we go. But it spent all 3 of us just spinning, but to put on something in 3 weeks and collaborate with Sarah from EXO and all the vendors who jumped in to help and supply everything. I mean, it was a $150,000 event if it would have been in hard money, as we know, because we wanted to pull it together. But to bring out 50 people from 50, you know, other planners, to bring them out and not only show and tour the property, but to come together as a community. And you know, it's a really unique spot because people think like, how would you invite 49 other people to walk in and like take your job? And I never looked at that way. And I had a couple of people point that out. And I was like, you know what? We really believe in community over competition. We all only have one day to give away. And depending upon your business model, whether you're a big box and you do several events in a weekend, or you only do one in that weekend, which is what we do at Bella Vita. We only have one to give away. So we need good people to recommend. We need to know each other and what our strengths and our weaknesses are, because we're always recommending people. So it was a beautiful opportunity to kind of get in the same space, eat amazing food from the 4 seasons that they had provided. In fact, I think that we posted the risotto dish today. Do you remember that risotto that night?
Oh my gosh.
We have dreams. Our team talks about this at our team meetings. Like, we talk about the risotto, that mushroom risotto, still to this day.
It's delicious. And everything was white.
Everything was white. And you'll appreciate as a planner, how do we get these crazy ideas? So we're kind of coming off a couple of years ago, that whole 50 Shades of Grey thing. And I remember we were like, okay, that's an interesting line to tread. One, not too much sexual overtone, but how do we make this fun, flip it? And we got to thinking internally, like, we never get to wear white because we always reserve that right for our brides out of respect to them. So we were like, okay, planners, let's break out the white out of our closets and let's put on white and come together as a community. And we were able to just really showcase an amazing talent that night. We had DJ Krager. We had this amazing D Sharp. Do you remember the guy with the dreads, the violinist?
Yes. Oh my God. He was amazing.
Wasn't he a rock star? Oh my gosh. Yes. We tried to book him and he's always on tours. So
I can imagine.
And the little, remember the little unicorn?
Oh, I love that pony. I just love that pony.
Oh my God. We had the unicorn. We had George Tovar, like the traveling musician who rolled around. And I'm saying all these people because we're all just small businesses and we're all loving on each other and we're all just wrapping big arms around trying to be light in each other's world right now. But that was a unique night. You know, we took that big photograph, remember?
Yes, I love it. I post it often. And it was the moment I got the invitation, which I loved. It was, and then
Monica was Florida. Sorry, I have to get my little tips in there because Monica from Florida did an amazing job with those laser invitations.
Laser cut invitations. Yes. And then when I sat down at my table, I had, and I still have it on my desk, my little name cut out on a hummingbird. And
I love that.
Just details like that. It's just, I mean, it's just exquisite. I love it.
Well, thank you. I'm glad you embrace the warmth and the love and the experience of, you know, what we intended. I think that's what hospitality is all about. And I always tell people, you know, if you have a stressed out host, you're going to have a stressed out audience and guests. But when you open up and you realize for imperfection and honesty and humility and just genuineness, people feel that. They get that.
Totally. And I think now that goes back to your previous career, because being in front of the camera, TV and film puts you under such major stress that coming to do an event is literally like putting on a show. But you know, you've had so much experience putting on the show of an event is just, you know, you just breathe through it and you just get through it. You would never see you running around like a headless chicken.
Well, I think I to piggyback that, I do think we are an accumulation of all our experiences. And I will say that deep well that I got in show business and my production deal with NBC and working in front of the camera and behind the camera gave me this great sense of, one, accountability. Yeah. And number two, I think it gave me a sense of calm, because I'm used to having like 4 cameras running, or it was live TV. And as you know, live right now, like there's no edit button. No. I get a do-over. And I think I really approach my events as the industry, the entertainment industry approaches their work. It's all about the pre-production. Yep. And if every scenario has been played out and everything's on paper and everything's in black and white and has been approved, there's going to be something that goes wrong. You know, it's like playing pickup sticks. You're going to pull a stick out. Something's going to fall somewhere. Yeah. We know that, but it's how quickly we can do that without inconveniencing the guests or making the other people see it, or, you know, of course, not letting our client or our bride and groom see that. And sometimes it becomes the character of the day.
It does, doesn't it?
We can scramble and we can think and we can plan all we want. And then sometimes it ends up being the thing that we laugh and giggle about the most when it's all over. Yeah. As our release of just like trying to like not be in a perfect world. We're trying to freeze perfection in an imperfect world. You know?
That's beautifully said. Freeze perfection in an imperfect world. I love that.
I say that at my rehearsals. I always say, okay, everybody, we've done everything, but tomorrow we're going to try to freeze a perfect moment in an imperfect world. Yeah. And that's kind of like my little closer on my ceremony rehearsal.
I love that.
It's just kind of a moment to laugh. Like you said, just take a deep breath and realize that we got you and we've done everything we can. And then life happens, you know?
Yes. And if it happens, we will fix it the best that we can. Yes. No, I love that. I just think the things that you have done are just so incredible. I want to take us back. So you were born in, I know, we're going to go back before we go forward.
Don't go back too far. I have so many gray hairs this year. My roots haven't been done. Forgive me.
Oh my God. Deborah, you look beautiful. You always look beautiful.
I have quarantine hair.
And now all the salons are shut again as well.
I know. I had it done once in quarantine. I had my roots done once, and that's it. In like 10 months, crazy.
I know. We've all saved so much money there, haven't we?
But you know what? I've invested in more hats. Amazon has great hats. So
that was a win-win. I love hats too. Not that I go out anywhere to wear them.
I know. Right. I know.
But you were born in Nashville, Tennessee, correct?
I was actually born in Denver, Colorado. Oh. But in all your little nuggets of research, you probably, because of my country career, I also had a home in Nashville also, in Goodlettsville. And I was actually living bi-coastal. There was a time where I had a deal with Warner Chappell writing down there. And then I was back here in LA and had a deal with NBC. So I was living kind of 2 different lives and going back and forth. And boy, did I rack up the platinum miles on American. It was crazy.
Oh my God, I bet you did. I don't know if anyone knows who's listening in, Deborah has written 2 albums, a Christian and a country album. Mm-hmm. And she has the most amazing singing voice. I was playing it at the beginning. Aww. But how did you get into that?
You know, I was always the kid in choir. I was intrigued with music from the beginning. I think there was something that was just kind of like, I think people who love and appreciate music, and whether they play an instrument or whether they're a writer, there was something that I could hear the full orchestra inside of me. And I always did things that were kind of loaded in music. Whether I was playing a sport, I heard a musical rhythm. Whether I was cleaning things or organizing things, there was just, my life kind of runs in a rhythmic pattern. And then I used to do a lot of writing and penning and poems, and that poem turned into a song. And I think it was 3rd grade-ish, like it was 3rd grade actually. And I wrote the song called Sitting in the Park, and we actually ended up performing it for our choir. So it was kind of like the bursting. Yeah, that was kind of like the beginning of my songwriting career and just tapping into that. And then I think my next big role, I think I was a mouse in the Pied Piper. So I kind of went downhill from there.
You know, ebb and flow.
Right.
So that took you to Nashville and to LA. And then did Star Search come from this? Because those of you who don't know, Deborah won Star Search in 1990 in the spokesmodel category.
So funny story about that. So just to kind of backtrack a little, getting the chapters in the right order. So